Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with another video. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. If you're a first time watcher of The Scorpion Show, I hope that you click that subscribe button. Also, please click the like button and share this video to Facebook and Twitter and via text message with your friends. If you are on Facebook, there is a Scorpion Show Facebook page that I would like for you guys to like. The link is inside the more info box, so make sure y'all click the link in the description. Also, there is a sale going on Ancestry.com for 20% off. Now, it's a Father's Day sale, but you ain't got to get it for your father. You can get the test kit for yourself. So I have a link inside the more info box. You can get the 20% off. Plus, using my discount, you'll get another discount. So make sure y'all get that if you want to take the Ancestry DNA kit. So we got a lot of topics, and the first thing I want to start off with is the BET Awards. Now, the BET Awards is in 3 weeks, June 25th. And so far for the performers, they have Bruno Mars, Future, Migos, Tamar Braxton, and Trey Songz so far for this show. And Chance the Rapper will be receiving the Humanitarian of the Year award, and New Edition will be receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award.
I think that's both well,
yes.
Chance and New Edition.
And with Chance just coming into the game, like maybe a couple years or so, for him to receive that honor, it's a great thing. And I know that he had donated $1 million to the Chicago public schools because he really want to see that school district succeed. And right now it's not. And he has no, ambition to run for a political office because he feels like when people get in office, they really don't do what they're supposed to do. And he don't want to be that.
And he also has a better chance. I feel like celebrities have a much better chance of doing things that some politicians can't do, if that makes sense. Like, they have a better chance of donating their own money to what they want to donate it to without being scrutinized or people looking at it as some type of political advantage or some type of, deal being made, because most politicians can't do things like that when it comes to donating money to certain charities. So with him, I think it's a good thing that he's saying, look, what I'm doing is from the heart, and I'm not doing it for any type of public recognition. I don't want to be in office. I just want to be able to donate to what I want to donate to, when I want to donate it to, and how I want to donate it to. So that's good. And for him to be getting this award, I think it's well deserving because, like you said, he's been out for only a few years, but in these few years, he's made a big impact. And it's like, that's what it is how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to come out the gates running. And you're supposed to come out the gates running not only with your talent, but also with your heart and with your pockets. And there's this song that I just love with Patti LaBelle, and I just try to live by it. And it says, when you've been blessed, you pass it on. And so he's been blessed, so he's passing it on. So that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. And I don't know what Bruno Mars is going to perform. I'm kind of like shocked that they even have him performing.
I don't know either, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, this show, they need to have a great show because Beyonce will be just having her baby, so she can't do anything right now. It would be great if they got Escape to do a reunion at the BET Awards. Now, I know that their official re-debut is supposed to be at the Essence Awards, but BET, I mean, I don't know. But I do, let me say this about Tamar performing. I want Tamar to perform like she did when she was singing Mariah Carey in the car, and how the way Tamar was killing it. That's what I want Tamar to do at the BET Awards. I don't want her to be nervous. I just want her to go out there and sing. So, because some of y'all still be doubting her. Maybe it's her stage presence, but she'll get it together. And I'm looking forward to seeing her perform. Trey Songz, well, he's going to pull somebody up. I'm waiting for some more names to be announced because I really don't know who should be performing because, I mean, I would love to see Solange perform. Why not get Solange to perform? Right. What's going on, BET? Come on, y'all need more people. Y'all got 3 weeks to get it together. So last week we didn't get a chance to discuss this, but I forgot to to talk about it. But I want to talk about Tank performing at Gay Pride. Now, in Washington, D.C., Memorial Day weekend, gays go to D.C., they go to Miami, they go to Puerto Rico. And I know that I saw Tank on one of the lineups, but I was like surprised there was nobody saying anything. I'm just like, okay, well, Tank is going to be performing. Now, Tank did what Tank does, and he performs. And he took his shirt off, and he sang his songs just like it's a regular Tank concert. Now, with Tank doing that, a lot of people on social media, and you know how a lot of y'all can be, they just were saying like, oh, he's so gay, and I knew he was gay, and I knew he gay. He took his shirt off and was doing all of this and that. And I'm just like, how immature of so many people to get up there and judge him. Whether it's a Tank concert or a benefit or a gay pride parade, Tank should do what he doesn't do. And that's with any performer. And if Tank want to perform for his fans, his gay fans, let him perform for his gay fans. Because there's no such thing as gay money and straight money and red money. Bitch, money is money, and it's only one color. It's green. And if anybody gonna buy Tank albums, it's the gays and the women, cause they like them, you know. And if he wanna, you know, play with the fantasies and do that, let Tank do that. I wouldn't mind seeing Tank perform. Tank is an awesome writer. Some of y'all don't even know. He done wrote songs for a lot of people, and he can sing. Tank, I wish I was there to see it, because so many y'all, this is why performers don't perform at Gay Pride.
And then we criticize them for not doing it.
Damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Right. It doesn't make any sense, because, first of all, I didn't even know that this was a big... I must not be following the right people on social media.
Yeah,
because I didn't see this on my...
Yeah, well, see, it was trending.
So it's like, I just feel like a story like this, I'm thinking like, okay, he went and he performed, and didn't a few years ago, maybe I'm wrong, but didn't a few years ago Wale or somebody performed at a Gay Pride event?
He was supposed to,
and then he
pulled out.
Yeah. I remember too.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's... How is it any different when Tank does it at a concert where there's men and women, opposed to at a concert with just men? Especially if you're performing at a gay event. Now, naturally, I don't expect Tank to pull any of the guys that in the audience up on stage to rub on him, because Tank is he's not a gay man, he's a heterosexual man. But he's gonna set his boundaries. I'm performing for y'all, yeah, I'm gonna take off my shirt, whatever the case may be, and then that's that. And no one should have a problem with that. He did what he's supposed to do, and, you know, we don't complain when people, like, you know, if
let's say like Lil' Kim and Kelly Rowland, like, and all of them be performing at the lesbian events, and they have in the past. Now, don't quote me on the exact, but it's a lot of female singers that always do these pride parades, and they go out there and they sing and perform. And I ain't never seen one tweet where they say, "Oh, she's gay,"
or when you see these athletes posing nude in some of these magazines, it's like, first of all, this is how I feel. I don't get it. I don't understand why a basketball or football player or a baseball player has to pose nude for a sports. Yeah, I don't understand why they're doing that. Like, I feel like y'all are sports players. Like, why do you have to be nude? I don't get it. But in any event, I don't hear people calling them gay. No. You know what I mean? So it's like you said, damned if you do and damned if you don't. Like, come on. It just makes no sense to me. And if you're posing for a body magazine, why can't you just pose with your shirt off? Why do you have to have all your clothes off?
I like the pictures.
I'm sure you do, and there's nothing wrong with those pictures. But for me, I just feel like, why do I need to see LeBron James naked?
I'm not sure. You know they ain't showing everything. But
the point is, why do we need to do that? Like, if somebody came to us and said, we would like for y'all to pose nude for something, no would be my answer, because I don't need all of my stuff out there for the world to see.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Even if I am covering certain parts, I still don't need my stuff out there. So, thanks, but no thanks. I don't want to pose nude.
Now, if I was an athlete and I was supposed to do it, I might do it just because of the history of a lot of the athletes doing it, and they're very tasteful photos. It's nothing like sleazy or anything.
No, it's not sleazy at all, but I just feel like it's no need to do that. You can get your point across in other ways, like when they do the PETA things and everybody's naked. Why does everybody have to be naked for a PETA campaign? Why can't they just not have on fur?
Yeah. Or faux fur.
Or faux fur. Like, why do you have to be completely naked? We don't walk around completely naked, so why is this thing with them?
And it also gets people, a naked body gets people attention.
Of course it gets people attention.
Yeah, it's such a...
But it kind of misses the point. But back to Tank, I feel like that, Tank did what he did what he felt as though he wanted to do, and he went to go perform in front of his fans because, believe it or not, for those of you out there, Tank does have gay fans, just like he has straight fans. So therefore, it's like you can't just separate the two and say, well, I only perform, for my heterosexual fans and forget the other fans, because it's like, well, and going back to Bow Wow, a few years ago when Bow Wow said he would never let a gay guy cut his hair. And I'm thinking, we all were saying to ourselves, well, Bow Wow, who the hell you think is buying your albums? These straight men ain't out here ain't buying your albums. No. It's the females and the gays. No. Who do you think has made people like Rihanna, Beyonce successful? Katy Perry. The females and the gays. Hello. Straight black men ain't thinking about buying nobody's album unless it's Jeezy or
right.
Other than that. But at half the time they're not even buying their album. They're downloading it somewhere for free.
And if Tank ain't have any gay fans, I'm sure he made a lot that night in DC.
Right.
So shout out to Tank, and thank you, Tank, for performing and not giving a damn what these people have to say about you performing at Gay Pride.
Did he even respond? No.
No, he's unbothered by it.
Of course, as he should be.
Yeah. Keep getting them coins. He's gonna be at everybody's pride.
He's gonna be okay. He's gonna be at everybody's pride. And he's going to keep walking away with a nice check.
Okay. Because soon, if it catches on, this is profitable.
This is profitable. Other people going to want to come on, so you go ahead and be the poster boy for, I was calling Frank. Tank. Damn. I'm thinking of a check.
Yes.
Go ahead and do that.
So speaking of this gay stuff, oh my God, what is that? Okay. So today, on Twitter, I seen this video with Boosie describing two people having sex in a shower while he was in prison. And I mean, he was in detail for a good 2 minutes. And, every time we hear about Boosie, it's always because he says stuff like, this is why I don't want my children watching this. And I think it's an agenda to make people gay. And in about a couple of years, 50% of the world's going to be gay. And all this, it's always gay comments
from him.
Yeah. Now I don't know how the question started or how he began to talk about it, but he was just describing himself being in jail and seeing this. And I don't know what the cocaine in the shower mean, and I hope they never find out. I don't know this stuff that he was talking about. And he's like, this man was. He said he was on his ankles just riding, and then he was just saying like he was all up in that. Like,
but the fact that Boosie stood there and watched. Now listen, Brandon. Now listen. There are things. Okay, listen. I'm about to go there. There are things that we are interested in as people, and then there are things that we're not interested in.
Yes.
Okay? That's just it.
I think he's...
Myself, Mikkel, I am not interested in humans having sex with animals. I am not interested in watching two animals have sex, okay? So therefore, I'm not going to, if I come across it, I'm going to immediately walk away or go in a different direction. Because that's not what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in seeing how it's done. I'm not interested in seeing why it's being done. I'm not interested in that. I don't get turned on by seeing animals having sex with each other or humans having sex with animals. That's just not my twist. That being said, Boosie, for you to actually have a whole story about this, you know how he was riding them, you know what position he was in. You stood there and you watched. You watched.
And he said he was tearing it up, and you said that.
And you said he was tearing it up. So I'm trying to figure out, did you just stand there and watch, or did you stand there and get erected and then, you know what?
My God.
Because I'm trying to figure out how you would hit. But you know what's so interesting about this? Because there are a lot of men who come across stuff like this in jail, but they wouldn't dare tell you this because they don't want people to ask them the question of, well, why would you watch it?
They want you to go in detail. And then bitch, like, what's real?
Yeah, they want you to go into detail, but then once you go into detail, because you so dumb, you going into detail, not realizing, then they gonna turn around and ask you, well, why did you even stand there and watch all that?
Okay.
You know, so now you give yourself up. So Boosie, my question to you is, why would you stand there and watch all that if that's not what you're into? Into that. So why would you stand there and watch that? You know what? I'm going to have to not wash my ass today. Or I'm going to wash my ass, but I'm going to wash my ass to the fact that I'm not looking at them or something like that, and then I'm going to get the fuck out of there. So therefore, I won't have a story to tell you because I didn't see anything.
And if he was beating it up, you couldn't hear what was going on before you walked in there? And then he said, that's when I realized I need to get out of jail.
That's when you realize you need to get out of jail?
When you can't have your freedom is when I'm like, bitch, when I get out, I'm never going to.
No. When they put those handcuffs on me before they take me to jail is when I realize I need to get out of jail. I'm not in jail. They just taking me to jail.
Boo sick.
Boo fucking sick. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You know what they say, those men who always got something negative to say about certain situations will usually be the ones that are curious ones. Ladies, I'm telling you, watch out for your men. Listen closely to what they're saying around you.
Let me tell you, Mikhail needs to have a whole segment on that situation. We're not going to do this today.
Why me?
But let me tell you, Mikhail, if you get to know Mikhail, he be educating these women. And I ain't going to lie, I ain't going to hold y'all, and I just be like,
you talking about off camera?
Yeah, I'm not the one to have those conversations, but Mikhail would, if you ever have a one-on-one interaction with him, he'll tell you.
Yeah. And I tell him
he keeps it real. And then he shows.
And the women be sitting there like this. Huh?
And what he do is he shows them receipts. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, we're going to have a segment.
I'm like a den mother.
Yeah, but I don't want
to me, and I'll tell you.
But I don't want to have, because then they'll be like, well, what are you doing? Like, why would you?
And I'm not going to act, and don't listen, I don't say no names. I just let the women know. This is what you need to look out for, and these are the signs that you need to look out for. Do I not?
Yep, you tell them all the time.
And stop being so goddamn naive. You're thinking, oh no, my man would no.
Yeah.
Don't you realize that there are many baby daddies and husbands and boyfriends out there creeping on the low? Most of y'all be thinking that, oh, he cheating on me with another chick. No, he's cheating on you with another man. And sometimes it's a transgender who is a woman now, but you know, but yeah. You get what I'm saying?
It's a fantasy for them.
Sometimes y'all gotta pay attention to the signs. And some of y'all females don't be paying attention.
And that's all how we're gonna leave it.
And that's how we're gonna leave it, because we're not gonna get into it.
So we know that over the weekend there have been some attacks going on overseas, and we want to send our condolences out to everyone who has been affected by the tragedy that happened in London with the man running over people on the bridge and the shooting that went on in one of the bars. And then today there was something went on in Notre Dame in a church. A man tried to attack a police officer with a hammer. He ended up getting shot but not killed. It's just, all this stuff is just too much. And then the thing that happened in London, it happened the day before Ariana Grande's One Love Manchester concert. And I didn't buy her previous album, the Dangerous Woman album, but I do have the other two albums. They not really my thing, but the girl can sing. And I just want to commend her on her bravery for going back. Even it was 2 weeks after what happened, she went back, had 55,000 people out there, and she had over like maybe 20 something acts performing, and then throughout the show she would perform, or she would perform with a choir. Ariana Grande, you fucking did that. And I'm not going to cry right now, but I'm going to tell you this. You did that, and you should be very proud of yourself.
And raised over $9 million.
You know, more than that.
Because the last time I checked, it was $9 million. Wow.
Yeah, the last time I heard it was 12. Wow. So I know it got to be more now. And Ariana, like you have more bravery than our president, and I'ma just say it like that. The whole concert was just amazing, and something I always love about the European fans is that it's not even about you up there singing. You can hear them, and they are so loud and so passionate. Like you heard them throughout the whole show. I enjoyed it, and you did that, and I'm glad that it didn't. The attacks the day before in London didn't stop what went on in Manchester. You deserve every accolade, every recognition, every award. Like, you just deserve it. Not for musical work. I'm just talking about like humanitarian efforts and stuff like that. Like I said before, this was going to change her life, and I mean it's going to change her life for the better. And I'm just proud of you. So keep it up. Keep it up. And if you want to donate, I know that on iTunes you can donate through to the Red Cross or buy her single One Last Time. You can donate, buy the song, and then the money will go towards the victims of the Manchester attacks after her show. So shout out to her. Also, on Friday, Brandy had passed out on a plane going from Los Angeles to New York. Now the thing was, they said one of the passengers said that was sitting next to her said that she took a pill and she passed out, and they had to ask for a doctor on the plane. And the crazy thing is, the doctor that was on the plane was an uncle of Kim Kardashian, who helped Brandy, and you know they took the airplane back to the gate, and she was rushed off to the hospital. And something I have been noticing, that Brandy has been here, there, and everywhere. And when you're here, there, and everywhere, sometimes you can't properly take care of yourself. So the first thing I thought of was exhaustion. We hear it a lot for our stars. And you know, I do believe, and I did send her a text. I'm just like, I know everybody blowing up your damn phone, but you know, get well and stuff like that. And I do hope that, you know, she takes a little bit of time to take more care of herself. You know, we don't want to hear her passing out and stuff like that. So yeah, shout out to Brandy, and I hope that you're feeling better. And yeah, so Tiny has some advice for, not Tiny, T.I. has some advice for Tiny and Tamar. Now today is Logan's birthday. Happy birthday to Logan.
Yes.
This is his 4th birthday. Now while saying happy birthday to Logan, T.I. told Tiny and Tamar to get off their diva shit, and they better both get back to being get on their godmom shit. Meaning that Tamar need to,
both of them being godmom
to the children, the younger children, yeah. And he, you know, sometimes you don't want the man to get involved,
especially when the man has his own
issues. Because Tamar can be like, that, like, bitch, you fucking all these other, you know, all of this.
But he didn't say
it like that.
He just was like, basically, y'all have come too far to be.
And they have. They've been friends for a long time.
Yes, and they have. They really have. We met T.I. and Tiny at Tamar's and Vince's house when they had that big party for. And Tiny is just like Tiny's short.
Is it below the door now?
I have to find that picture with me and her, because I remember I had to literally bend down to take the picture of her, because I'm like, oh my Jesus.
Yeah. So, you know, I would love to see them fix their friendship, but not in public. Right. Do it in private.
Well, their problem should have never been publicized. We, as the public, should have never known that they were having issues, especially with two close friends. Y'all go through it, and you don't let anybody outside know what you're going through. That's just like with family. Family goes through it. You don't let outside people know what y'all going through, because then that gives the outside people ammunition to throw at you when the time arises. You see what I'm saying? So you don't allow people to see what it is that y'all are going through. That's like, you know, for me, I feel like nobody would ever know what me and my sister or what me and my parents or any other relatives of mine are going through, because I would never publicize that. I would never publicize that. Now, I posted a picture of my sister the other day because she graduated from, nursing school.
I seen that.
And under the caption, I kind of posted, she cussed me out the other day. Which she did cuss me out the other day. But it was, I left it under there jokingly, whatever the case may be. But I didn't go into detail why she cussed me out, this, that, and the third. And she left a comment and we laughed about it, this, and the third. But I would never get online and be like, oh, my sister, family, they just, they hurt me. And, no, you don't do stuff like that. Because then that gives people the ooh, I wonder what's going on in their house. I wonder what's going on. Ooh. And then that's when you get that fake, I call it fake love and fake sympathy. Oh, I'm praying for y'all. Hope everything gets better. But y'all really want to know what's going on. That's why I'm weary of the, oh, I just hope everything's okay. I'm weary of those people, because some people are doing that simply because they want to get information out of you. And if you're vulnerable enough, you'll give it to them, not realizing that you're giving it to the wolf. So that's why, what were we talking about? Oh, Tiny and Tamar. That's yeah. So that's why I feel like people like Tiny and Tamar, like you said, they've been friends for a very long time. And their issue should have never been publicized. But I think they didn't publicize it. I think it was Tiny's mother who said something, right? And that's how we found out?
No, we found out when Tamar unfollowed Tiny on the grill.
And it's so crazy because I don't even pay attention to who follows who and unfollows. How do people be knowing when somebody's unfollowed somebody?
I don't know.
How do they know that? Like, how would I know if you unfollowed another YouTuber?
I don't know. I think it's probably you just do based on who you check and see who follows who. I don't know.
Why are we doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. But people be knowing instantly. Like,
instantly.
They be like, bitch, she unfollowed such and such. And I don't know, but I do hope that they get their friendship together, because they've been friends for a very long time.
Very long time.
And, and I know they had some back and forth like maybe a week ago, or two. But it really was just like, Tiny was like, yeah, I wish my mom would have never posted. Like, I would have told her about her business too.
Right.
But she like, I can really get out here and expose you or some shit.
That's what she said about Tamar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
She should have, I mean, we all could, but she shouldn't have said that.
So she needs to get it together.
No, I'm not saying we all could. I was joking, y'all. Don't take that literal. Some of y'all take that literal, like, oh, he took. No.
I mean, if we haven't said nothing in 4 years,
there's nothing to expose her with. I like to tell her about herself, but I don't have nothing to expose her with. I really would like for her and Tiny to get that worked out, because y'all been too close to friends.
Yeah, and Toya too.
Toya too.
All of them need to just get it together and fix it. Fix it, Jesus. Now, Keisha Knight Pulliam. A lot of people been saying, "Oh, we're done with Keisha. It's over with," and she got her own legal troubles of her own. But she's been but she's attending the Bill Cosby rape trial that's going on. It's going on in Norristown, like it's a suburb of Philadelphia. And he's going on trial for allegedly drugging and raping Andrea Constand. I'm sure y'all know the backstory. If you don't know, I don't want to go into it. But it's been 50 women that said Bill Cosby drugged and raped them. So now, because one case was about to expire, and it was almost past the limitations, and because they didn't, they said, oh, we're going to trial. So now every woman wants all of this one woman to get Bill Cosby so they can get justice for themselves. Okay, so Keisha Knight Pulliam was on the arm of Bill Cosby going into court yesterday. And people were upset, and I can understand why some people are upset. And some friends of Bill Cosby might not want to come out and publicly want to support him, but she went out and did it anyway. And like she said, Bill Cosby is innocent until proven guilty. He has a right to trial like everybody else. And she was like, whatever. She was saying, of course she was saying like sexual assault is a very serious offense, but she's willing to accept the outcome of whatever the jury decides. So, I'm with her on that. And if she wants to stand with Bill Cosby, I say let her stand with Bill Cosby. We might look at her and judge her because in our own minds, Bill Cosby is guilty. Bill Cosby probably did some things, but Bill Cosby Oh, I could say some more stuff. I don't want to get into all of that. I just feel like, but I do. I just feel like we know. Kevin knows. I ain't open no can of worms. I ain't open no can of worms. Cause I feel like I want to take the can and put it on the can.
Well, listen. I will say this. I will say this about that. My opinion is, if you're guilty, you're guilty. Mm-hmm. Now, I think it's very commendable that Keisha is standing up and, for...
Because we know Claire Huxtable, Felicia Rashad even said some stuff. She was supposed to come, but she's preparing for Broadway.
And I think a lot of his TV family from the Cosby Show is...
coming.
Well, standing behind him.
Jamal Warner, too.
Which, listen, they know him, they're, whatever the case may be, that's like family to them. Mm-hmm. So naturally, I would expect his family to be there for him. That being said, I like that she said whatever the outcome may be, she's just going to have to accept that. And that's how it should be. If he's found guilty, and if, then that's what it is. But as your family, you support them in a way that, not basically saying that, everybody else is a liar and you're telling the truth, but I support you. I'm standing right here with you. Because you can be a support system for somebody who's dead fucking wrong. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with what they did and that you're saying that the victims are liars and that you're not lying. But you can be that support system that says, listen, in your time of trouble, you going through it right now too, and you gonna need somebody to lean on to you. And you never know. Keisha may not even be there to be, oh, Mr. Cosby, I believe everything you're saying. She might just be there to be a prayer for him. Somebody who's praying for him, keeping him encouraged, keeping his spirits lifted. So when I saw the pictures of her with him, I said, well, that's what family does. And I've always looked at that TV family of the Cosby Show, the Huxtables. I've always looked at them as family. And whether they think that he's guilty or not, that has nothing to do with me. I have my own opinions. Other people have theirs. But I like the fact that they are standing up with him and being his support system, because everybody needs a support system. Whether you're guilty or not, you all need a support system. So shout out to those folks who are, riding with him. Shout out to Keisha, because I think Keisha's the first celebrity who actually
we've seen with him,
and standing with him, walking with him, side by side. So shout out to her. Yeah. And when you get in trouble, you want somebody like Keisha on your side, somebody who's going to be there for you.
Well, somebody that you know.
Yeah, somebody that's going to be there for you that you know when everybody else turned their back on you. You know what I mean?
And that's how Bill Cosby feels. He feels like, where's the support for him?
Right.
But Bill, it's tough when you got 50 women saying that you did something, and when all of those stories sound the same, everybody's gonna look at you crazy. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, these networks, like, even though, like, what's his name?
Maher.
Not Bill Maher. They got fired. Bill O'Reilly. You had so many people coming against you, and this network is losing money now because these advertisers are pulling out of your show. Mm-hmm. They're just like, no, you have to go. Mm-hmm. Because this is something that's been happening so many times. Mm-hmm. Even Roger Ailes, who recently passed away, and from Fox News, all of these complaints, and nothing was done. And now that somebody is saying something, like, he didn't get no jail time, he just lost his job. But see, with Bill Cosby, it's, we're going to take him to court, and we are going to send him to jail. It's just, I feel bad in two ways. But I don't want to just say it. But yeah, I just feel bad about it. It's like,
I feel bad. I want to say
it's bad.
I feel bad because I feel like this legendary entertainer, in the twilight of his life, is now dealing with something like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Most of his work is has been pulled from television, and I feel like it's such a shame. It's such a shame. And I'm just going to say it. It's such a shame that he allowed this to happen to himself. Because I have my own personal opinions about this. But I feel like Mr. Cosby, the very man who some years ago admitted
to doing it
on Larry King back in 1994, I saw the video. And if I saw it, you all can see it too. All you have to do is YouTube it. I saw it where he talked about Spanish Fly. And he was trying to explain to Larry King about, you know, how he's, and it's called his Spanish Fly.
It's comedy routine, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, I think he was making light of it, but that was back in 1994. Look at all these years later, and it's like, wow, he wasn't joking, he was serious. He was letting us know how he's drugged these women for all these years. But because he's gotten away with it for all these years, people like him, they sometimes slip up.
Yeah, and we'll pay him and then it'll go away.
And because he was Bill Cosby, one of the biggest entertainers in the world at that time, one of the biggest TV shows that was on television, can't nobody touch Bill Cosby. So he, you know, and it's like, I feel bad that he allowed this to happen to himself. And that's all I'm going to say. You allowed this to happen to yourself, Mr. Cosby. So now, you know, what did they say? You reap what you sow. You are now reaping what you've sown years and years ago. It is now coming back to haunt you. And the sad part is, it's coming back to haunt you in the twilight of your years where you should be sitting back, relaxing with your wife, your children, your grandchildren. You should be, you know, just doing all these things, being honored some more by different award shows and different, like, but no. We got to hear about you on the news because you drugged and allegedly raped these women.
Yeah, well, this lady, he didn't allegedly. He did.
He did.
He admitted to it.
You know what I mean? And my mother used to always say to me years ago, every teacher can't be lying on you when they're calling and saying the same thing. They all ain't lying on you, Mikhail, so something's not right.
He's very talkative.
He's very talkative. He's talkative. He plays a lot. He does. He gets the other kids' attention and this, that, and the third. Everybody ain't lying on Bill Cosby.
I don't believe everybody lying, but
No.
I do believe it's a witch hunt.
Oh yeah, it is. It's definitely, it's a mixture. It is a mixture. When you have stuff like this and you have somebody at the status of Bill Cosby, you're going to have the truth and you're going to have a witch hunt. You're going to have both of those. But you cannot deny, while there is a witch hunt, you cannot deny the truth that is a part of it as well. And some people simply want to believe that, oh, it's just a witch hunt and it's a conspiracy against Bill Cosby. No,
but
it's a witch hunt plus there's truth.
What they're saying.
Yes.
Because there's too many people telling the truth.
In 2017, 2016, even 2007, whatever the case may be, these were not the first time women came out and spoke out against Bill Cosby. People have been speaking out against him for years about this. But because he was at the height of his career and the status that he was, some people were like, you ain't gonna get nowhere with this because we talking about Bill fucking Cosby. You're not gonna get nowhere with this. Like, everybody not lying on you. So, you know, there's people out there that can say, oh, well, I feel like this is a conspiracy. Yo, you can feel that way. You can feel like it's a conspiracy. You can feel like it's a witch hunt. But don't deny the truths that may be embedded in there as well. Don't deny that.
Yep. Yep. So I don't sit here and say poor Bill Cosby, but I just be like,
I say poor Bill Cosby, the simple fact that Bill Cosby, you allowed this to happen to yourself. Poor you. And I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you that you felt like you couldn't keep your thing in your pants.
And then his wife playing the part too. Like, it's so many.
Well, see, she's playing the part. I don't necessarily blame her, but she's playing the part simply because that's her husband, and she's playing that Winona, whatever that song is, "Stand by Your Man." That's the role that she's playing, stand by her man. She's been with him for over 50 years. She's playing that supportive wife role, the same role that Hillary Clinton played back in the 90s when she found out Bill Clinton was cheating on her. She played that role as well. She didn't want to admit it back in 1992 when they did that interview, but you were doing that. You were standing by your goddamn man. And this is what happens. And so I don't necessarily blame Camille. Camille's doing what the wife does. When you take those vows, you say for better or for worse. And this is the part of the worse.
You want that to be the worst for poor Camille. So I know. I'm just saying.
If I marry somebody and we've been together for 50 plus years, I would hope that when I come through my trials and tribulations, I would hope that you wouldn't just jump shit. I would hope that you would stand and support me. Whether you think I'm guilty or not, I hope you would stand and ride with me because we've been together for 50 plus years.
Yeah, but they're saying she can't really be in the courtroom because she might be called to testify because she might know something.
Yeah. Well,
oh my God.
I hope she don't know nothing.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Because then I'm going to look at her.
And Bill Maher, he hasn't really been in the. I mean, he was in the news, but because of the attacks that went on, it has people really haven't been discussing what he said on his show on Friday night about him using house nigga as a term for himself. And you know, some people's like, oh my God, he needs to get fired. He's a racist. Just because, like, to me, I don't think he's a racist, but I'm not comfortable with how comfortable he was calling himself a house nigga on HBO and on the show. I didn't agree with that. I don't think that that's a term that white people should be using, not unless they're talking about it as in a class and teaching what went on back at that time. That's the only time that term should be used. With black people, of course, you know, we're going to take things and use them the way we want to use them. But I just think that it's weird that he felt so comfortable just saying that and just thinking that it's okay to joke about that. And then the person who he was interviewing, it seems like, okay, you hear stuff like that all the time because you didn't say anything. You didn't even have like a negative reaction to what was being said, because if I heard something like that, I would my whole facial expression would probably change, like, where the fuck that come from?
So what exactly to explain exactly
so
what he's...
the man was saying that he's from, I believe he said he's from Nebraska. And he was like, you should come and visit. He was like, yeah, we have a bunch of fields out there. And so he just was like, what am I supposed to do? He's like, oh, I'm a house nigga. He said it like that. So it was a joking way, but he's like, you know,
something shouldn't be said.
Yeah, and everybody's just like, girl, he is. I knew he was a racist. No,
right. Something shouldn't be said because, first of all, the term house nigga, we know where and what that equates to when we hear that term of a house nigga. So I don't think that Bill Maher should have said that. With that being said, I don't think he should be fired, but I think somebody needs to really talk to him and say, listen, listen, because, and I don't mean somebody white, I mean somebody black.
Oh, guess what?
Okay? No.
On Friday's show, he's going to have black people on his show. Now, I mean, he has black people on their regular.
Right.
But this time, they're going to have the conversation. And, you know, this would be a way for him to be reprimanded for what he said, and then it could be a lesson for everybody.
Can I just say this? You know, why is it every time they say something like this, they have to invite us on their show to talk about it? Does anybody notice how we have shows and we never get caught up for calling them crackers? Never.
No.
And we never get caught up for that. But time and time again, they get caught up for saying stuff like this, and then they're either getting fired or they're getting, you know, blasted on social media. But you never hear of us saying that about them. It's because we've
been oppressed for so long.
So we know that we're not going to use certain words to people because we know what it feels like to have certain words used to us. But because they, the Bill Mahers, and the, you know, they don't really know too much about that. They don't know what oppression feels like. They don't know what oppression feels like when it comes to jobs, when it comes to housing, when it comes to food. They don't know what that's like. So therefore, many of them, even though they may not mean any harm, because I don't necessarily think that Bill Maher meant any harm, but because they don't know what it feels like, they just say it. And it's like, you can't just say that. You can't just say that. We don't say it. You don't hear of us getting fired for saying stuff like this. You don't hear of us having to apologize on our show the next day because we said something about them in a very derogatory way. We don't say stuff like that because we know what it feels like to be oppressed. But they do it time and time again. And then when they do it, a few days later, they got a whole black panel coming on their show to explain to them why they shouldn't say the word. As if you haven't been walking on this earth for 50-something years and you don't know why you shouldn't be saying it.
Yeah, I think he knows, but I like HBO's comments better than Bill Maher's comments on what he said. But I'm glad that
but HBO is his
boss.
Yeah,
but I'm glad he's not being fired.
For it.
Because he got fired before from his show Politically Incorrect, and I guess he thought that he could still be in that mode or whatever. But I'm glad HBO didn't fire him, because if he said it like in a real negative, nasty way, or if he would have just called somebody that, then I can see him getting fired. But I don't think he should lose his job.
But I definitely think that he should know better, and people in his position should know better
Yeah.
and know enough not to say things.
And I don't want him to give, when he gets on his show Friday night, I don't want him to give a half-ass apology. I want him to be straight up and just mean what he say and say what he mean when he gets out there, and then they can have that conversation. Because I'm very interested in what Michael Eric Dyson has to say to him. I can't wait. They're going to have Simone Sanders on there. They're going to have a couple people on his show talking about it. But it's a shame that in 2017 we got to have this conversation. But it seems like they don't ever really get down into it. Only time we really hear about this racism stuff is if a white cop kill a black person. That's the only time we really hear about it. Now, like, let's keep this conversation going. Let's have it. It needs to be had. And white people shouldn't feel comfortable saying nigga. And we as black people shouldn't feel comfortable letting white people say it, whether they are friends or family or not. You better not say that shit around me. Or even if we sing it in the song, you better not even think to say nigga. And here I go.
But then again, I feel like, well, why they shouldn't say it? But then why can't they say it in the song?
Because you should. You do that in the privacy of your home, but not around. But you better do it anyway.
I mean, I agree with you, and I agree, but I mean, at the same time, I just feel like, you know, if we're going to put it out in the song, and we're going to, this song is for everybody, then the lyrics are for everybody too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but I feel funny when you hear Puerto Ricans call each other.
Well, then you know what? Well, then you know what? You know what? These rappers then need to stop putting that word in their song. Because if your songs and your music is for everyone, and the lyrics are for everyone, then therefore you need to make lyrics that are for everyone.
Yeah,
because then people shouldn't get offended when, exactly, don't use it in your song. Because then if people are going to get offended because somebody white or Hispanic is using the word nigga, then that means that, you know, it's being a little bit hypocritical.
Because we making them feel comfortable saying it because it's a part of the lyrics.
Well then, if this is how we stop making them comfortable. Stop putting the word in the song.
Yeah, or bleep it out or something.
No, don't bleep it out. Just stop putting it in the song.
Because there's 1,000,001 words you can use.
It's 1,000,001 words that you can use besides nigga.
Where my dog's at.
Right.
That was my song. Anyway, so thank y'all for watching today's. We got through all of them. We got
through all of them fast.
Yes, it wasn't even that long.
Yep.
Really, shout out to us. So we got through them. So yeah, now listen. If you have Xbox One, before I go, if you have Xbox One, I need to know if you have Xbox One, if you have NBA 2K or Tekken 7. Tekken just came out. If you can get me a tutorial on how to play, so that means you have to get on your system, not get on mine, because I just can't for the life of me learn how to play, and I'm trying. I'm really trying. So if you have time, you know, hit me up if you have an Xbox. And yeah, so thank y'all for watching today's show. You guys enjoy the rest of your week. I'm sure we'll be back this week, but if we don't, you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and we will talk to y'all soon. Peace.
Oh, Jesus.